I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No I'm not giving up, no I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
As the fans are filing in, we are just as excited as they are to get started for another week of action here in the American Football Association. We welcome you in live to the Dome in St. Louis as the St. Louis Rams are looking for a big-time victory this week. They will be taking on the undefeated Cincinnati Bengals as we have our first game of Week 3 in the AFA. Cameron here on the call with you, and I am joined by my partner, Omni. Omni, it is good to have you in. Welcome to St. Louis, and of course, I'll be excited and interested to get your thoughts on today's game.
Yeah, two different teams, two different trajectories right now. The Rams are still seeking their first win of the season, and for the Bengals, they just came off defeating the Raiders in what was a spectacular game in the fourth quarter. So two teams that are in different paths so far to enter this season, but obviously with the Rams being home, they are looking for their first win of the season, and what no better time to get it over the undefeated team in the Bengals at home.
Absolutely, my friend. And as we get set to go, as I like to say, you're not going to want to go anywhere for the next 4 quarters or so. Can the Rams get on the board with home field advantage? We'll find out. They'll get the ball to start today's game, and it will be returned. Out of the end zone comes the Rams. And that is going to be brought out to the 27-yard line by Dynamic Veal. Now, we will do the starting lineup. I want to make an announcement quickly for our users here in the AFA. For those of you, our Commissioner Brady White has actually been dealing with an illness, rather, due to actually an injury is actually what it is. So there may be some number discrepancies. Be patient with us as we watch this first throw that's incomplete from King Wonder. But again, be patient with us on the discrepancies of the numbers. You'll see some things that maybe doesn't line up with the number that you have requested, but they will be addressed as soon as Brady gets to feeling better and healing. And so we ask for, of course, patience and well wishes there for Brady, and that he will get to feeling better. 2nd and 10 coming up. King Wonder here under center. Going to drop back, throw second time already today. He goes for the pass, which is complete to Matthew Rogers. What a play, Omni. Good strike to his number one wideout.
And that's exactly what you need. Wanda there finds Rogers for the first down and more. So perfect, good start for the Rams in terms of the passing offense here.
It is a draw up the middle with Veal, who runs for 3, and that's as far as he gets. Let's look at this Rams starting lineup. We mentioned King Wonder and Dynamic Veal. Also in the backfield, it's the fullback Arthur Alexander and Yaki Soba. The wide receivers are the aforementioned Matthew Rogers and J.O. Oyakilome, Caleb Brown, and Vargas, Mr. Mayo Vick as wide receiver. The tight ends, Jay Balmer. Left tackle is Emperor Wonder. The offensive guard is Malik Walker. And at right tackle, it's Watto Watson. Here's a throw again for Rogers. Outstretched arms, picks up the first down and gets into Bengal territory.
Beautiful pass. You saw the two kind of defenders come in between that, but Wonder finds that perfect thread and needle. Look at that here again. Overlooked shoulder. Finds Rogers. Perfect ball. Gets another first down, and now the Rams are moving the chains.
That they are, and the defense trying to stop them for the Cincinnati Bengals is led by defensive tackle Sergeant Duracell. The middle linebackers are Brody White, and the outside linebackers the Joker. The cornerbacks are Zach Holdorf and Agnes Tayshawn. The free safety is Cam Sadscat, and strong safety Armani Lassiter as that pass falls to the ground, and now the Rams look to go no huddle here.
Yeah, interesting decision here. It seems like they're trying to maintain the pace of the offense.
Bottled up. And backwards goes Veal, but here they come back to the line again for third down, no huddle. Here's the snap. Wonder dropping back, throwing, almost throws the interception. It's right in the hands of Cam Sadscat. He couldn't come up with it, but he does get the incompletion and forces a fourth down.
Yeah, kind of a disappointing way to, I believe they're going, where are they going to decide here? Are they going to?
Oh, they will actually punt here.
Yeah, disappointing for me. The Rams started lively, and then they started to force a little bit, riskier throws. And I didn't really like the play call there, especially with the no huddle. You have plenty of time to get your offense going, to move the chains. Time is not your enemy here. So I would be pretty disappointed if I was a Rams fans at that first offense. But let's see what the Bengals can do, and especially let's see what the Rams defense can do against this firepower that the Bengals have.
Bengals led by quarterback Eric Alexander. We see a man in motion, that's Santiago Jaquez. Here's the snap. Alexander going to throw short to Jaquez, who actually is only going to get a 1-yard pickup, defended nicely by the Rams. Let's look at the Bengals starting lineup. As we said, the quarterback Eric Alexander, the fullback is Thaddeus Bubba. The two halfbacks are Arnold Simpson and Rex Jordan. The wideouts are Santiago Jaquez, Emmett Ellis, Katron Thomas, and at tight end, it's Ace Millie. Alexander going to throw again, looking deep, this time bobbled and off the hands of Katron Thomas. Oh, and he was wide open. That one's going to hurt the Bengals.
Yeah, that was a chance to really, get the first blow of the game, but the Bengals are going to wish they had that one back again. See what they can do on 3rd and 9 to kind of salvage this drive.
Third and 9 coming. Again, a man in motion. That is Katron Thomas. Will he get his number called again here? Time to redeem himself, perhaps. No, Alexander throws middle, and it is off the hands as well of Santiago Jaquez. So, if the Rams have one good thing going for them, Omni, it's the fact that the Bengals offense was not able to take advantage of a punting situation that gave them decent field position.
Yeah, great job by the Rams defense there, just forcing the 3 and out. That's the best thing you can do after a quite, on a disappointing drive. And now the Rams get the ball back. It looks like they're going to get it around their 50-yard line, almost at the 44. So good field position now with the Rams to try and recoup their past losses and try and get something on the scoreboard here.
Absolutely. And like you said, that field position right here for the Rams, starting at the 44-yard line, is going to be prime real estate for them. And, like we said, we didn't get to touch on it. The Bengals' drive was so abbreviated and so quick. We really didn't even get a chance to talk about the end of the Rams' last drive, the no huddle. We felt like that could have been what got them into a rut. Here is a tip, bobble, and out of the hands of Brody White. Brody White's got an interception on the season, and you thought he was going to have another one there, but he does drop the football.
Yeah, a lot of missed chances from both sides to kind of really take that, first punch of the game. But let's see what the Rams can do to try and avoid trying be intercepted here.
A low throw. It's going to be picked up by Jay Balmer, the tight end. He picks up 2 and nothing more. So both of these offenses right now looking a little wishy-washy coming out of the gate.
Yeah, I don't know if it's rust or just they're just trying to find their way into the game. Hopefully, it's the latter. Because some offenses can go quick and some offenses can go slow. So let's see how they do, in these next few possessions.
3rd and 8. It's a shovel pass, and I believe it's going to work as Dynamic Ville is able to make his way to the first down sticks. Boy, that was a gutsy call on 3rd down, but it worked out well.
Yeah, good switch of the play call. Seems like everyone was expecting a pass, but they have the nice, just the quarterback just kind of, threw the ball to the running back there, and he got the first down. And
And
so that's a
you
big
would
play for the
expect,
Rams.
you would expect a pass on 3rd down, wouldn't you? But they
Yeah.
go tossing. It works. And here is a nice pickup, a little out route there, as it's Jayo Oyakilome who gets the first down.
Nice run out of the pocket there. See Wonder drive to the left, finds the open man for the open first down. So nice play call there by the Rams.
Zach Holdorf, the cornerback there, able to push him out of bounds. Holdorf in his first game here with the Bengals. And again, folks, this is an important thing to mention that you see each and every week. If you've been following us, new players are coming into the league. You have a chance to get on the field as well if you would be so interested watching out there in YouTube land as Ville picks up 2. And that brings up 2nd and 8. For this Bengals defense, Omni, they're very stout. They've did a really good job this season making stops when they need to. Feels like they may need to make a stop here to try to get momentum back.
Yeah, and we talk about the first 2 possessions for the Rams, including this one. It's very important that you try and build some momentum, try and put some fear into your opponent. Because right now the Rams are getting whatever they want. Ooh,
There it is
that's another
again.
first.
That's right, as that is Oyakilome again picks up the first down on a drag route that was tailor-made to try to get to the first down marker, and he's able to do so. So we've got a 1st and 10 coming up here. Clock moving, 3:23 remaining in the opening quarter. The Rams looking good here. Again, we said St. Louis is seeking their first victory of the season. They got a man in motion right now. 3 receivers to the left. Here's Wonder with the snap. Steps up to throw, and we're going to see a 5 yards being tacked on to their next play as King Wonder steps over the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I didn't see that initially. Good call by the refs. So I hope they're gonna show a replay there, but that's gonna be a minus 5 yards for the Rams. And they're gonna just move the chains back a little bit to 2nd and 15, which is still still have 2 downs to try and get a first, so it's not the end of the world, but it's going to be much tougher here.
It's kind of the equivalent of a 5-yard sack. Here's a short throw on 3rd and 14. Now with 1-yard gain, it's all Bombers able to get out of it. A tackle made by Armani Lassiter. But boy, you know we mentioned it, Omni. That play, it's not the end of the world, but it sure can derail a drive, and they're very close here.
Yeah, I didn't like the play call there. Now it sets up for a long 3rd down, so the Rams gonna have to try and go deep here. They're going.
Oh, they come back with Veal again. Tried a little bit of magic there for a second straight series to try to get a first down out of him. Not able to do so. Defended well by the Bengals that time. It's 4th and 8, and that brings on the kicker, Ben Schwarmer, who will have a chance to try to put the first points on the board up today. Here's the snap. The hold's a little high, but it's brought down, and Schwarmer nails it. So the Rams do take the early lead, 3-0. Excited to get points on the board, but as an offense, you know, and you would know well, Omni, you played on the offense before on these squads, it's difficult to get in scoring position and only come away with 3, especially when it comes down to a penalty.
Yeah, especially when it's 2 chances they've had to in good scoring, in good field position to try and get a touchdown. They're going to be a little bit disappointed that they only came up with 3 here, but again, there's still plenty of time in this game to try and finally get a touchdown, to try and finally get some momentum going. So if you're the Rams, don't ever feel discouraged. You can ride this off your defense, and you could try and get some stops and get the ball back in still really good positions.
Absolutely, as that's the halfback Rex Jordan who brings this return out for the Bengals. 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line for Cincinnati, as Alexander shows motion, wanting to get a little bit more of his wide receivers on this drive. That's Jaquez in motion. Alexander throws for his man Emmett Ellis. It's off the hands a little high, but it's really good coverage by the Rams defense, who we will introduce you to right now. Defensive end Slappy Clappy and defensive tackles Doc McStuffins and Dig Bick. The middle linebacker is Kevon Lurkland. The cornerbacks are Prince Wonder and A.C. Jackson, who made that play previously. And a strong safety, it's E.M.D. Watson. As it's 2nd and 10 for the Bengals here, now still trying to look for a completion. Alexander starting off a little rough here. Almost throws the interception. Prince Wonder was all over that one. The Bengals caught a break.
Yeah, that is going to be a play that Prince Wonder just kind of dies when he looks back. That was a perfect chance to get an interception on really good field position. That was a perfect play. He just needs to catch the ball, and unfortunately he didn't. A big break for the Bengals here. They have to be careful with the ball. We know that ball possession, when you commit too many turnovers, the game kind of get out of your hands. So they have to do a better job at keeping the football.
Yeah, I read the quarterback's eyes like a book. Alexander throwing for Ellis again. And right now, this Cincinnati offense looks completely confused, yet to have a completion in this game. And just a totally different team than what we've seen against the Raiders last week up to this point.
Yeah, but this is credit to the Rams defense. All 3 possessions on this drive, they swarmed the Bengals target offensively. So just really good defensive play by the Bengals.
Oh, here we go. Dynamic Veal going to shed some tackles and get all the way down to the 16-yard line. Yeah, they call him dynamic for a reason. What a return. One of the best punt returns of the entire season so far. And he's got the Rams cooking.
Yeah, and when you can't rely on your offense, you can rely on the special teams. Look at how he just sheds multiple defenders, continues to body multiple defenders, and goes on the outside almost for a touchdown there. But thankfully, last man on the Bengals was able to make that tackle, and now the Rams are in prime position to finally get a touchdown on the board.
The last-minute tackle by Zach Holdorf saves the touchdown, and the Bengals again having to go back to work here on defense and try to stop a St. Louis team that's continuing to gain momentum. Wonder play, fake end zone, batted away. 2 Bengals diving for it, and here comes that no huddle again, Omni.
Yeah, an important deflection there by the Bengals. The Rams go again.
Throw, end zone, touchdown. J.O. Olakulome gets the TD with a great strike from King Wonder, a beautiful throw, and the Rams with an extra point could be up by 10 here.
Yeah, great, great play call there. You see that the Rams are never discouraged from throwing the ball, and that's another play there where they just change it up a little bit. They would go on the other side and look at Prince Wonder, sees this man coming on the inside and finds him for the perfect touchdown. And now the Rams, they have a touchdown on the board, see if they can add the extra point to finally take a 10-point lead.
The Bengals defense absolutely burned on that coverage. And now it is Ben Schwarmer on to attempt the extra point to make it a 10-point game. It is good. A minute 39 left. Of course, that drive set up by a beautiful punt return by Dynamic Ville. And with that, as we say, Yakisoba and Dynamic Ville, they're considered Sonic and Knuckles of the backfield here for the Rams. And a good job of Ville as he gets them in great position. It's 10-0, and the Bengals needing, I would say, a score, but we'll start with needing a solid drive here, Omni.
Yeah, you just need something on the board. But again, a solid drive is always better. For the Bengals here, now that the Rams have done a great job defensively of just getting into those tight knit spaces, creating trouble on their wide receivers. The Bengals may have to rely on the run here to try and start getting things going. You don't want to be pass heavy against this Rams secondary.
Yeah, and to your point, they still continue to throw. There's a 5-yard completion to Emmett Ellis. I am surprised that Thaddeus Bubba Rigg and Arnold Simpson or Rex Jordan has not yet touched the football. Maybe give it credit to the Rams defense up to this point, but the Bengals are certainly coming out pass heavy here.
Yeah, seems like they're not gonna switch from their ways, or maybe wrong here, but seems like the Bengals are gonna continue being pass heavy and try and see if they can get a big play downfield.
Here's the snap. Alexander going to step up and run with it and slide for the first down. So the veteran QB here just kind of recognizing the situation, runs forward and secures the first down.
Yeah, I like that by the quarterback there. He sees that the pass is not working, goes for it himself, finds the open space, and gets the first down. And that's exactly what the Bengals needed to just try and get a little bit of momentum into this game.
Maneuvering his way around Kevin Lurkland there to pick up that first down. Again, Emmett Ellis going in motion here. They finally get on the ground, and you see what happens when they do. Boy, talk about dynamic. Take a look at this run. Arnold Simpson will not be denied. 1st and 10.
Biggest play of the game there for the Bengals. Look at how he shed. Look at that.
Whoa.
Juke, move, shrugs off a defender, shrugs off another defender, and he could have went to the house if not for the other Rams defenders. What a play for the Bengals.
Breaking ankles out here on me is Arnold Simpson, and he's like, yeah, give me the football more. 10 seconds remaining in this opening quarter. It is a toss play. Right side coming, and he's so tough that he gets hit 3 yards behind the line, and he drives his way back to the line of scrimmage. As we have come to the end of quarter number 1, the Rams off to a good start with an early lead, leading the Bengals 10-0. You're watching the AFA on YouTube. We welcome you back in to start the second quarter. It's Cameron and Omni here on the call with you. Our first game of this third week in the American Football Association. And the Bengals finally starting to get a little bit of life about their offense. Down by 10. Here is a throw. Alexander finding his man. And that's a pickup of 4 as he finds Santiago Jaquez.
Yeah, but I like that they're trying to mix the pass with the running game for the Bengals here. You saw the results of how Simpson, got those big gains. So if they can just rely a little bit more on the running game, they'll be fine. But it seems like they're going to go for the pass here.
They do. It's a completion to Emmett Ellis. First down. That's a little bit more like the Bengals offense that we were looking for. Emmett Ellis was the player of the game last week against the Raiders.
Yeah, nice quick hitter there for the Bengals just to get the first down. That's all they need right now. Just if they can just move the chains and get something.
Here's a throw up and over, and I believe it's Emmett Ellis again, able to reel that one in. And I think at that point, Alexander just said, let me toss this one up and give it to my big man, see if he can bring something in.
Yeah, that was kind of a moonball there, but nice grab there gets the first down, and now the Bengals are starting to get closer and closer to the end zone here, just trying, get 7 on the board.
Here we go, under center. Alexander takes the snap. It's Thaddeus Bubba bulldozing men out of the backfield, and that's why you give this guy the football. A 9-yard pickup, and he's the most physical back in the AFA.
Yeah, look at that. Look at how he strokes multiple defenders. Steamrolls through one, steamroll through another. Good 9 yards on that play.
Yeah, this is a fantastic job of Bubba Rigg, and he says, welcome to the game. 2nd and inches for the Bengals. Alexander is calling out signals. Here's the snap. Right up the middle they go with Alexander, who would not be denied. Leaps into the end zone for a touchdown. That's a much more type of a Bengals drive that we're accustomed to, no doubt.
Yeah, they relied on the running game, and the running game paid off. Look at the toughness from the running backs there, and Bengals finally get on the board and try and cut the deficit to 3 with the extra point.
We've got ourselves a ball game here in St. Louis, folks. Nick Jackson on. Nick Jackson, the hero of last week's game against the Raiders in a last-second thriller with the game-winning field goal. And you see he's on the board again here with that extra point. 10-7, a 9-play, 80-yard drive. The Bengals got to be feeling better after that with 6:29 remaining in the half.
Yep. And, when we talk about, how the Bengals offense was going to move against this Rams defense, the Rams defense looked really good for the first 2 drives of the game, but the Bengals finally realized that, hey, we don't have to always rely on the pass. We can always mix it up a bit. And that's what they started to do, and now they're on the board, and now they're back in the game.
Veal with the return. He has already made a big splash in today's game. He gets the Rams back out to the 24-yard line where King Wonder will take over. So we now have, look at this formation here. 2 receivers to the left side, 1 to the top of your screen. On the right side, 1 man in the backfield here with King Wonder. Play clock down to 10 seconds, and it is a handoff. It is Veal, who does not get a whole lot there, back to the line, and that's all. The Joker in on that play.
2nd and 10. Ball at the Rams, 24-yard.
Quickly back to the line they come. 2nd and 10. Again, 2 receivers on either side of the formation, and 1 man in the backfield. Wonder play fakes, pressure coming, throws, gets rid of it, has Rodgers. Gets the first down. Excuse me there. You could tell that these 2 players here, King Wonder and Matthew Rodgers, they've got a great chemistry right here. As we've got 1st and 10 coming here. 5:45 remaining in the half. Wonder going to roll out right side. Throwing off the mark, incomplete. I think that was in the area of Oyakilome, and it is incomplete.
I just see the passing chart there. Seems like Wonder's been really, solid on the outside. Not a little bit less on the deep balls, but when it's, just little quick hitters, Wonder has been pretty good today. So expect to see more of that as the Rams here are on 2nd and 10 inside their own 40s.
Here's Wonder with a nice pocket, steps up, throws short to Matthew Rodgers, but picks up 7 yards on 2nd down. It's now 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, a nice quick hitter there, and now sets itself up for a 33. So you don't have to go all the way down deep here. Just a nice quick hitter for a first down to just move the chains will be just enough.
Here's a throw. That's that same drag route, middle of the field. They go back to Oyakilome, and he does just enough for the first down.
Yeah, good play call there. Again, you don't want to, over-exaggerate things. Just a quick first hitter, and that'll be enough. And that's exactly what they did. And now the Rams are starting to move past their own 50 here.
Here is a throw. The left-hander throws an interception. Oh, and it was a beautiful drive. And Brody White, who we mentioned, has certainly started to make a name for himself for these interceptions in the middle of the field, picks up another.
Perfect play that the Bengals needed here inside the middle. Look at that. Just reads the quarterback perfectly and puts the Bengals in a nice position to try and get some points and take the lead before halftime. So a big play there by the Bengals in the first, I would say, big play of the game because both teams have been teetering on an interception. Now the Bengals finally get one.
Alexander with an opportunity to strike big here, and he does, going deep, and he finds his man. It's a 1st and 10 for Cincinnati.
Big
First
play.
and 10.
Great play call there over the
Goal
top.
line.
Beats multiple defenders here for a big gain, and now they're inside the Rams 50. It seems right around the 50. So
Here's Simpson running right side, but he's bottled up nicely, contained pretty well that time. Only picks up 2 on the carry.
yeah, nice shove pass there to the right side. So uh, again, the Bengals just
Second and 8.
trying,
Ball at the
continue
47.
to try and push momentum, trying to get uh, some points if they can before the end of the second quarter.
2nd and 8. Here is Alexander winding up, throwing, almost throws the interception. A scary move right there. Kevin Lurkland, the big middle linebacker, was in the area, could not come up with the interception. It's another thing here, Omri, that we could point out is that there are a lot of opportunities that have not gotten taken advantage of so far.
Yeah, from both teams, especially, just not, just a lot of. Oh, hold my breath
Alexander
here.
gonna drop deep, and I believe that's Ellis on a toe tapper on the sidelines. Keeps the drive alive. Back to your report, my friend.
What a catch! I mean, we talked about opportunities not being taken. That opportunity was taken with two hands there on the outside. Beautiful ball, perfect for the hands of Ellis there. And now the Bengals find themselves within the 20, and now they can finally start to chew this
10.
clock down and try and get a
Ball at the
touchdown
23.
before halftime.
You mentioned halftime. We're 3.5 minutes now away from that. Here's Bubba Rig bulldozing, running close to the 10-yard line. Gets about 14 on his carry. Wow.
Another gutsy run, then another big first down. Look at how the Bengals offense has come alive here. Just a nice fake pass there, and inside runs it with his physical toughness. Gets another
First and
10 on the
10.
board.
Ball at the 11.
Speaking of that halftime report, folks, coming up, you will have the AFA halftime break. We'll go over the first half of the game, giving you play highlights as well as analysis and what we look forward to in the second half. So we invite you to stick around. Alexander throwing short, nothing there. Batted away by Prince Wonder. Stops the clock with 2:55 remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, just the Rams read that play call pretty well here.
Second and
The
10.
Bengals want to be careful. You don't want to
Ball at
lose
the 11.
position of this. You want to try and get points of this from this position as much as possible.
Yeah, precisely from where they are at. This is a very, manageable field goal here. You don't want to turn it over. Alexander throwing short, and I believe that is Ellis once more. It is a solid gain on second down. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, nice quick hitter there, and now sets up a 3rd and 4. The Rams can get a stop. This would be huge. Uh, a huge play for the Rams defense if they can get a stop and force up on field goal here.
Santiago Jaquez in motion, throwing off the mark, incomplete. It does bring up 4th and 4. The Rams defense stands tall and actually pops that football out of the hands of the intended target. And here comes Nick Jackson on to attempt a field goal that, with 22 yards here, will give the Bengals an opportunity to tie this ball game from the left hash mark. Here is the snap, the hold, the kick is good, and we are tied up 10 straight points from Cincinnati as their defense has came alive, and we tied this game up before half.
Yeah, I would say that this is a pretty good stop by the Rams defense.
Number
It
1
did look
kicking off for the
shaky at first to
Bengals.
drive, but they made up for it, and now they have about 2 minutes left to try and get some more points on the board. If you're the Rams, this is a great opportunity to not only chew the clock, but to try and
Return of
uh,
21 on the
try and put your foot back into this game before head to the locker room.
Dynamic Ville out to the 21-yard line. And as you said, before they head to the locker rooms, we still got 2 minutes and 19 seconds to play. The Rams with an opportunity here, if they want to, if they can, control a good time of possession here. We will have to see what lays in store for St. Louis. King Wonder under center. That is Brody White showing pressure, but he backs off. And here he comes, shooting the gap. He's actually going to be on the assist there for the tackle. Dynamic Ville comes shooting out of there like a cannonball out of a cannon. Picks up 6.
Yeah, nice play call there by the Rams. Just 6 on that possession. 2-minute warning, as you can see.
And we have reached that 2-minute warning here. You're watching the AFA on YouTube. We'll be right back.
2nd and 4.
Catching our breath here for the start of the 2-minute drill here in this first half in St. Louis. Cameron and Omni with you. 2nd and 4. Play fake. Wonder throws. Has Rogers open on a curl route, and it's a first down.
Again, moving the chains there slowly. Exactly what you want. You see the passing chart. Much better performance by Prince Wonder today compared to his first 2 games of the season. Sorry, not Prince Wonder. King Wonder. Just making those nice quick passes, quick hitters goes a long way, especially in this offense. So I'm glad King Wonder's having a good game today compared to the other 2 performances. Nice scene.
Yeah, what a throw here. Rogers taking it into Bengal territory, and you're right, Wonder's looking so much more comfortable in the pocket right here. Clock moving. They go no huddle. Going to throw it again deep. Oh, and there's the interception. Oh, call it a commentator curse. Bless his heart, and you hate it for him. We were talking about what a consistent day he was having, and he throws a costly interception here.
And again, another big play by the Bengals defense. As soon as we talked about how good he was having today, look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh.
Lurks.
Lassiter. That's Armani Lassiter. And Omni, you've seen he was working there on Jay Ballmer, the tight end, jumps the route and makes the big turnover for the Bengals. So with 1:18 left here, now the Bengals have came alive. They've got a man in motion here and 2 men in the backfield. They will toss to Simpson, running left side. Good blocking. With a head of steam, he gets out close to the 40 and a 7-yard gain. Clock still moving.
Yeah, just unfortunate for the Rams there, but for the Bengals now, this is perfect position to get the lead before halftime. Let's see what Alexander can do.
2nd and 3 now. And you're right, they go back with Bubba. Rigg picks up the first, and he gets out of bounds, stopping the clock with 48 seconds left.
First down, Bengals.
Yeah, I like that play call there to the outside. Just try and stretch that defense there. And he runs it in. You always rely on your running game, especially when they paid you in this first half here. So good play call by the Bengals to see what they can bring up as we move closer and closer to the end of the first half.
It will be a 1st and 10. Offset I. Here's Alexander. He throws into traffic. That ball lobs, and it was almost brought down. It is incomplete, the end result, but that was a scary moment there. I think he was looking in the way of his fullback, Bubba Rigg.
Yeah. You talk about those contested passes that the Rams have had throughout this first quarter here, and that was first half there, and that's another one of them. Just gets their hand on it.
Alexander, we've got a flag, and we've got Santiago Jaquez breaking free, breaking tackles, and breaking ankles. Touchdown Bengals. Let's see, is it going to be defensive or offensive pass interference here, Omni?
Seems like defense. Oh, wow, what a call.
And so they get Prince Wonder for the infraction, and the Bengals score big off of a turnover. Of course, we mentioned Armani Lassiter with that huge interception to give them the ball back. The extra point by Jackson
The extra
is
point is
good.
good.
Let's talk about that call, Omni, as the Bengals now lead 17 to 10.
Again, it's just a great individual play there by Jack West. Uh, the ball is fitted into a very tight seam. Two end defenders are there. He spins off one, shrugs off the other, and goes in for the touchdown. Great strength, great resiliency there by the Bengals, and a great way to finally put your foot on the gas in this game. So I believe that's their first lead of this night. So
Return of 21
good
on
job by
fourth
the
down.
Bengals all around from the defense to the offense.
Indeed, it is. It is the first lead of the day for Cincinnati. 17 unanswered points. The Rams got off to a hot, as you see there by the positions, a hot 10-0 start. And the Bengals have came back here. 31 seconds left in the half. We'll see how aggressive St. Louis wants to be.
Yeah, you got 31 seconds left, so anything on the board will be, crucial uh to this game.
Here's Wonder going to throw out of the backfield. Nice open field tackle
Pass
made
complete.
by the Joker to
Number
gain of one.
53,
And I think
Jacob.
that may tell you that the Rams just want to be conservative here going into the locker rooms.
Yeah, they don't want to take any risk, and I don't blame them, especially after the last two drives with the Bengals defense just swarming them and lurking. So don't want to take any risk here. Don't want to make it worse than what it already is. Just
Oh,
you know, oh
excuse me, Omni. Forgive me as they throw quickly. Oh, and it's an interception. Oh, Zach Holdorf in his very first game here for Cincinnati comes up with an interception. King Wonder didn't have any business throwing that football. Why snap it? I get you kind of want to throw the defense off, but that was a very, very ill timed throw.
yeah, I thought they were
Once
just
again in the
fine with
second quarter.
just going to the halftime, but they throw it and just it's lucky that the Bengals didn't get a chance on offense to try and get some points, but just
Absolutely.
mm, yeah, not the best decision there.
I agree with you, partner. As we head to the halftime break, the Bengals lead the Rams 17 to nothing. We welcome you into our AFA halftime show here. Cameron and Omni here. We look at the start of the or our stats to start this report for you. You see the time of possession pretty even on both sides. Honestly, the stats for both teams pretty close, but the turnovers being the key difference here, Omni.
Yeah, especially those last two drives for the Rams. Prince King Wonder was looking really good, and then just I don't know, just the random, unexpected play calls, and yeah, it's just unfortunate there. But a great, and I mean this, a great plays by the Bengals defense from Lassiter. And who was the other one that had the interception? I forgot his name.
You had Zach Holdorf
Zach Holdorf. Sorry,
and
Holdorf.
Brody White as well.
Yeah. Uh, again, great individual plays when you need them. Just uh, they were able to just throw off Wonder, and the big thing to look at here is now how does King Wonder try and navigate through the second half? Because when a quarterback has interceptions, the mental game kind of changes, and he kind of sees the field a little bit different. He's less likely to take risk. Uh, do the Rams continue to play pass heavy offense, or did they try and minimize the amount of deep throws here? So it's going to be very interesting to see the Rams game plan after halftime here, whether they're just going to continue to throw it deep or they're going to take a lot less risk and just try and follow the flow of the game.
Now, Dorian, or excuse me, Omni, for my money, and now I'm just doing this, by hand, trying to keep track of this game here. I have that for King Wonder, that was three interceptions in, I think it's four drives of his last four drives. And so something they'll want to clean up, sure. As we take a look at our halftime performer right now, it's the quarterback, Eric Alexander, who's come on strong, 9 of 18, 147, and a touchdown. As we welcome you back in to start this third quarter, Bengals and Rams from the Edward Jones Dome here in St. Louis. And the Rams now find themselves with a deficit that they can work themselves out of, but it's going to be up to their defense to stop a surging Bengals offense to start this third quarter. We invite you to get settled in, of course, for the next 2 quarters. Hopefully, you got your snacks and your beverages and you're ready to go. This could be a fun end to this one. We get this thing started. And they touch back right out of the back of the end zone to start the third quarter. Got first and 10 coming here for the Bengals and Eric Alexander. As we said, the player to watch in this second half. The Bengals were warming up at the end of that second quarter. We'll see if they can carry the momentum into the third. Again, signals being called out here. That's Santiago Jaquez moving from left to right. He had the big touchdown at the end of the second quarter. Here's the snap. It is Simpson finding his way. Gains one. Lurkland with the stop.
And you're the Bengals here. You've gotten a lot of great defensive possessions, and you now translate that defense to offense. We saw it late in the second quarter here. But now with the Rams kind of in that little bit of fear mode, can you finally put your foot on the brake and try and extend this lead?
Well, there you see an example of that. Try to swing pass out of the backfield to Arnold Simpson, and Prince Wonder meets him immediately at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, great job by the Rams defense. They're just shortening that run there, and now sets up a third and long here, potentially to try and get a 3-and-out and get King Wonder with the ball back.
Three receivers to the left of the formation. Play action, deep for Jaquez off his hands. And that's EMD Watson in coverage there. I couldn't tell how much Watson had in the way of interfering with that pass, or if that one just kind of bounced off Jaquez's hands. But it's a 4th and 8, and the Rams get a big stop.
Yeah, we saw that kind of call in the second quarter, defensive pass interference. Guess the ref didn't deem it as defensive pass interference there. So nice stop by the Rams 3-and-out, and then now they get it. Oh,
Oh, look at
Veal.
Veal. How about this guy? Boy, he's coming on strong today. Takes this kick back into Cincinnati territory. Incredible stuff. And again, does this not look like deja vu from the first half?
Yeah, just a nice job by Veal and the Rams special team to just try and get as many blockers to try and get the Rams into good field position, which they have once again. So let's see if they can convert and get a
Well,
touchdown here.
the Rams are wanting to replicate that magic that they had in the first half when they went up early by 10 points. Veal gets back to the line, and that's all so far.
Second and 10.
Yeah, just going back to the line of scrimmage there. Safe play here. So let's see what the Rams can conjure up in the next two plays here. See one
Here
obviously
is
moving.
Wonder as he throws deep. Oh, and he had a man, but let's give credit to Cam Sadscat. He blasted Vargas, Mr. Mayovic, and popped the ball out. What a play.
Yeah, physical football you're seeing on here. Another big hit to avoid another big gain there. Great job by the Bengals defense there to just minimize any type of big gain.
There's a little shovel pass of Veal again. I tell you what, that has almost worked so many times for St. Louis, but they use it on 3rd and 2 long. Hard to get a first down out of it. They'll come up a yard short, but I tell you what, I feel like that's just a broken tackle or two away from working in the Rams' favor.
Yeah, see that the Rams are starting to use Veal now a lot more. So great strategy there, but didn't work to the Rams' advantage that time. Now the Bengals get the ball back. Get a few
And a
yards there.
return, yeah, by Rex Jordan as he gets blasted. And that will actually spot them at the 14-yard line. Cincinnati 17, St. Louis 10, 5:57 remaining in the third quarter. Trips to the left, and you see we've got a tight formation here for the Bengals. Alexander again coming back out of the backfield here, a little more like it, and you see that surging speed by Arnold Simpson as he runs forward for 7 yards.
Yeah, nice play there. And if you're the Bengals, your defense came up with a big stop. You see what your offense can do to try and match that intensity that your defense is bringing to the game.
2nd and 3. Now we've got Jaquez going in motion from right to left. Takes the snap. Here's Bubba Rig, going to be stopped short of the first. Good job by Slappy Clappy. He's been kind of quiet today, but he gets a tackle there. Brings up 3rd and 2 for Cincy. Quickly back to the line they come. 3rd and a couple. Got Bubba Rig in the backfield here, and a wide out moving out wide. And Simpson, close. I think they're going to have to measure for it. Here comes the chains. To my eyes, Omni, I didn't think he got it. See what they say here. Oh, and just that short. So, Omni, that brings us to 4th and inches. The Bengals will wisely punt it away. I think if they wanted to be bold, they go for it here, but not at this side of the field. So they'll rely on their defense, who's played lights out for the greater portion of this game. Can they contain Ville? They do, but still good field position for the Rams. They'll start from their 46-yard line.
Yeah, another great stop by the Rams defense. Both defenses are doing really good right now. It's just the offenses that have to pick up the tempo a little bit more. And now that we're back within around the 50-yard line, can King Wonder finally get some on the board once again and try and make this a tie game?
We'll find out. Toss play left side. Ville stopped immediately. Matter of fact, stopped behind the line. That's the Joker coming up with another big play.
Yeah, another big play by the Bengals defense. They are not limiting the rushing yards because we all know that, especially in the first half, saw from the Bengals how the running game kind of propelled their offense. The Rams trying to do the same here.
Fast moving third quarter we've got here. We've got 4:10 left here in the third. King Wonder with the snap, going to drop back through and has a man complete to Jay Ballmer, finally connecting with Ballmer. He's tried that a couple of times. Here he gets the first down.
Yeah, nice play call there. Finding up the middle. We talk about the throws here today. The throws here today are risky, but some of them have been magnificent. They have been bullseyes, and that's another one there by Wonder, just moving the chains.
Here's King Wonder going to throw short. Turning upfield, Ballmer at least makes something out of it. He had some Bengals chasing him, but he picks up 5 yards.
Yeah, another nice play there. Just again, the Rams moving the chains. A lot of hard throws, but they're making them, and the Rams now just trying to get near that end zone to try and convert for 7.
Shotgun formation by King Wonder. He hands off to Ville. And a big play here because that makes this a 3rd and 1 yard to go. I feel like this is a big play and the turning point of this ball game.
Yeah, this is now the play that the Rams need to make to try and move the chains. You don't want to settle for 3 here, especially when the ball keeps moving back and forth.
Here's Wonder. Hand off to Ville, making men miss and taking others with him. That's a 1st and 10 for Dorian Ville, or Dynamic Ville, rather, excuse me, as that is a 1st and 10 with 4 fresh downs here for Cincinnati to try to defend against, and St. Louis is on a roll.
Yeah, nice run play call there, and see the toughness there. And
here he
look at him.
goes. Dynamic Ville. Oh, and he gets stepped just out of bounds. I think it was that last little effort there by the Bengals, and they get a hand on him. He steps out of bounds. He had room to run.
Yeah, but look at the space that he creates there on the outside. Well, almost that defender did not go for the tackle there. He could have gone all the way to the house. But
he could have.
Good job by Beal so far to beat that spark for the Rams offense.
A spark that they needed. They needed to rely on this rushing attack more in this game, if you ask me. Here's King Wonder, empty set, throwing, and it's complete. So he finds Caleb Brown for his first reception here of the AFA, and he gets about 3 or 4.
Yeah, solid yardage there. if you're the Rams, now it's all about getting 7, right?
Yep.
We don't want to, waste this opportunity that they've now created for themselves. Try and finish the drive here, try and get some points, try and tie the ball game.
Second and goal. Veal, left side, bottled up. Brody White says not today, or at least not on this play, rather. And it brings up third and goal. He also had help back there. Good job of assisting there for the Bengals.
Yeah, great swarm on the defense there by the Russian defense, and now sets up an important third and goal for the Rams.
Keep an eye on Matthew Rogers here, Omni, as he moves to the bottom of the screen. Does King Wonder look his way? He rolls out left, throws back of the end zone. It's incomplete. It was a jump ball for Oyakilome. He couldn't come down with it. The Bengals were all over it.
Yeah, the Bengals kind of sensed that Wonder was going to roll out there, and they did perfectly. And the Rams once made something out of nothing here. It seems like they're going to go for the 3 here, I believe.
Yeah, that's Ben Schwarmer on for this 20-yard kick from the left hash mark. Coming back right, it arches perfect. It's good. That was a 10-play, 51-yard drive. Took over 3 minutes to complete, and leaving a minute 13 on the clock here in the third. The Rams draw within 4.
Yeah, now for the Rams, it's not the best result, but you're still cutting the lead, but down a little bit. And if you're the Rams, especially, you can always rely on your defense. Your defense has been fantastic this game. If you're the Bengals, now's the time to try and see if you can get another touchdown to try and extend this lead. Because the fourth quarter is a different beast. You don't want this to be a tie ball game going to the fourth.
Folks, we've got more great football action coming up in this week 3 here in the American Football Association. In just a moment, we will look at that game schedule. Emmett Ellis goes in motion. The Bengals are clinging to a 4-point lead with a minute 11 left here in the third quarter. Here's the snap. Alexander going to throw. That's Bubba Rigg with room to run. Gets close to the first. Is knocked out just short of the first. Zomni, we'll take a look real quickly here at the rest of the games coming up this week. We've got the Patriots with a new look and a new quarterback going into the Steel City to take on the Steelers. The AFA game of the week this week is the Dallas Cowboys, and they will go to Oakland to take on the Oakland Raiders, looking for their first victory of the season. So good stuff coming up this week, folks, in the AFA.
I'm excited to see all those games here today as we continue to follow the week 3 trends.
As this is a second and inches that works out well. They just give it to the big man Simpson, and both of these halfbacks here that you're seeing today for the Bengals, they're not the smallest either. Simpson, yes, smaller than Bubba Rigg, but still, he's a stocky back, and I will let you touch on that point right after this play right here, Omni, as we are working our way down to the final half minute of this third quarter. Emmett Ellis going in motion. Here's the snap. It is Simpson, who barely gets a yard there. Good defense by Slappy Clappy. That brings us to the final couple of seconds here, as we've reached the end of the third quarter. And it is the Bengals hanging on to a 4-point lead, leading the Rams 17-13. You're watching the AFA on YouTube. Cameron and Omni here on the call. It's been a great game, as so many games have been this season in the AFA, and it looks like we got another instant classic brewing here tonight. 2nd and 10 now for the Bengals as we start the fourth quarter. Oh, and Alexander gets lit up. Oh, he was looking for a room to run, and he had nowhere to go, and he gets blasted by Haynes.
Yeah, a big play by the Rams defense, and look at that. Just the blocking not there, and Hayes just able to find the gap and take down Alexander for a huge sack. I believe that is the first sack of the game. I may be wrong. Is that the first sack of the game?
I think it will be the first recorded sack of the game, yes.
Yeah, a big play. Kind of shifted gears for a 3rd and long now.
As we see a big reception made by Emmett Ellis. Alexander said, let's just, again, as I like to say, it seems to be a trend in Cincinnati with their quarterbacks, whether in real life or in sim football. Just throw it up and see if the wideout can get it. 1st and 10.
At the 36-yard line.
What a play. You talked about third and long, and the Bengals said, doesn't matter to me. Saw two wide receivers go out wide, and oh, almost didn't work there that time.
Yeah, just off the mark that time, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10. And this is an important drive for Cincinnati here because they have an opportunity to not only take some time off the clock, but if they can get some added points, a field goal will be great. If they can work their way to a touchdown, then that really puts some separation between themselves and St. Louis with not much time left to work. I formation on 2nd and 10. We'll see what they can come up with. Bubba Riggs stopped, nothing there. And that puts them in a 3rd and 10. I think the defense here of the Rams understand that too. They need to get a crucial stop here.
Yeah, they've been getting crucial stops all game, and this situation is no different. They're gonna need another crucial stop here if they want to avoid the Bengals uh, getting some points here.
Keep an eye on Katron Thomas. He's in motion. Alexander looks that way, and it's Emmett Ellis, the intended target, broken up. Big play as A.C. Jackson with the deflection. And now the Bengals drive looked fantastic, but the Rams hold, and the Bengals have to punt. They come away with nothing here.
Yeah, great coverage there by the Rams. Once again, we talked about their defense, how well they've been at just recognizing the plays that the Bengals have made here today. Both defenses have been really good today, but the Rams have been just a step above for me. And now the offense comes back on the field to try and have a chance to try and take the lead for the first time since the first half.
Only 3 points scored since a quick 10-0 run at the start of this game for St. Louis. Like you said, going for their first lead since the first half. Here is King Wonder. Pressure coming, and they pounce on him. That's big, number 99, Sergeant Duracell. What a play breaking through right here. Look at this on this replay.
Yeah, look at the patience there by Wonder, but he doesn't see this man on the blind side there, and a big sack there for the Bengals. That is the second sack of the game. Now all of a sudden we're getting a little bit more sacks. Uh, a big play there by the Bengals.
Pressure is getting turned up here. Here is Wonder throwing out of the backfield. Not going to work well. 4-yard loss. That's not the first time we've seen the Joker read that play today either.
Exactly. Wonder passes on the outside, Steve. Uh, can miss a few defenders, and the Bengals just eat that up and beat that perfectly. Sets up for a third and long.
3rd and long indeed. Keep an eye on your man in motion right here. That is Bagnus, Mr. Malvic, a new addition. They look the way of one of those rookies. That's batted away. Armani Lassiter again making another big play. And I believe that was Caleb Brown who King Wonder was trying to target.
Seems so too, but again, good defense by the Bengals, especially on the pass, just to limit any sort of big gains there. Now the Rams are going to put inside their own end zone here. See how much hang time it's going to get.
And it will be
Not a
great
lot.
field position. Yeah, exceptional field position for Rex Jordan and the Bengals as he brings this out to the St. Louis 44-yard line. All right, so for the Rams here, they face their toughest challenge yet on defense. The Bengals feel like at the Rams 44-yard line, short field to go here, but you got to come up with your biggest stops yet. As with 5:29 remaining in this game, it's a 17-13 game, just a 4-point game here. This game could still go either way. Man in motion, Santiago Jaquez up to the top of your screen. And Alexander takes the snap, drops back, and it is a completion to Jaquez, who we mentioned was going in motion. 1st and 10 Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's nice motion play there. And as Alexander finds his man on the right there to Jaquez for a nice first down. And now the clock is ticking, which means that the Bengals can shoot down the clock here. And if they can get a touchdown, this game can be all wrapped up.
Yeah,
See if they can
exactly.
do that.
Prince Wonder was the man in coverage there. He went up for the interception, and now they rely on that running game. Arnold Simpson gets out close to the first. They've had a lot of 9.5 yard gains in this one.
Second and inches.
Yeah, nice job there by the Bengals to just mix up the pass and run. And runs it in for a nice 9-yard gain. And now the Bengals are slowly but surely moving the chains here as they go for another run play.
It is. It is Arnold Simpson. He picks up the first. And the Bengals now chewing clock as well as yardage here. An interesting note of this game, quickly, Omni. Both of these teams, Cincinnati and St. Louis, relocated after season one. New York, the Big Apple turned into Cincinnati Skyline Chili. And San Francisco come to the Big Arch in Missouri. Look at this wide receiver screen, a halfback screen, forgive me. Arnold Simpson picks up 4.
Yeah, nice job there by the Bengals. Just trying to get quick hitters, trying to get short gains, trying to use the clock to their advantage. Here, they don't want to take any risk here. They want to make sure that
Second
they're
and
doing everything
6.
they can to keep control of this game.
Coming up here as Bubba Rig moves to the right side. Alexander throwing. It's a touchdown. Threading the needle. I don't even know how he made that happen. He finds Emmett Ellis for the TD. Let's look.
Wow, that is an insane position there. That is one of the most impressive throws I have seen this season,
Number
and it
one to
comes
attempt the
in a
extra
big
point.
portion of the game, big
Number
time in the
5,
fourth
holding.
quarter when you need your quarterback to step up the most. Now the extra point to try and make it 11-point lead.
Ellis over 100 yards again today with that touchdown reception. And Nick Jackson tacks on the extra point. 3:48 remaining in this fourth quarter. The Cincinnati Bengals lead the Rams 24-13. Now, the Rams, they're not out of it yet. Omni, they still have a chance here, but they got to put points on the board on this drive in a very short time window as Veal with the return out to the 22.
Yeah, you have about 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. So it's not the end of the world here, but again, time is not your friend here. You have to, continue to move the chains here with a little bit of efficiency and quickness. So let's see if King Wonder can do that.
First and 10. Here is King Wonder. Gonna throw. Has a man. That's Matthew Rogers. Picks up the first. And here we see no huddle. Trying to conserve as much time as possible and keep the Bengals a little bit off balanced here. Wonder. Gonna throw. Looking that way. Stepping out of bounds. It is incomplete. Clock stops with 3:28.
Yeah, uh, just nice job by the Bengals defense to not make sure that they don't have any big gains
Second and
um
10.
on the offensive side of the ball for the Rams. You want to limit as much big gains as possible.
Second and 10, an empty set here for King Wonder. Pressure coming, throwing. Again, a tight window, but he finds Rogers for the first. They continue to move, no huddle. 4-man front here for the Bengals. Throwing is Wonder. That is complete to Jay Balmer. Only picks up a yard. Boy, things are picking up here. Wonder throwing middle of the field. It's been his friend today. That's Rogers inside the 40. Omni. We keep rolling here. 2:55 and counting. King Wonder throwing off the hands and all picked up by another Rams receiver, but they can't get it. That stops the clock and we catch our breath.
Yeah, yeah. See, the Rams are going no huddle multiple times here. Uh, with that drop, now the clock stopped, and now the Rams keep trying to regroup and try and
Ball at the
get
37.
into the end zone as quickly as possible, preferably before the 2-minute warning.
Second and 10, and you're right, working against that 2-minute warning here. Short drop back. The throw is short. Rogers picks up 6. 3rd and 4. They're in field goal range now, but they want and need more than that. King Wonder again, a quick throw off the mark, incomplete. It's 4th and 4, and what's been a good drive so far now comes down to this play right here. Will they choose to take the 3 or go for it?
I think if you're the Rams here, you can
Make the
seem like
48-yard
they're gonna go
attempt.
for it. Oh wait, no, it
Number
seems like they're gonna
13,
go for
holding.
3. It's not the worst decision in the world, but me, I would have gone for it on 4th down, try and get a touchdown, and then try and see if I can get the ball back.
Ben Schwarmer knocks it through from deep. A great kick by the young Schwarmer. And that does get it back to an 8-point game. So now, for the Rams, what they need. You assume they'll go for the onside kick here. Then, if they do get it, they need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Of course, with 2:31 remaining in the fourth, you could see, no, we will see the onside kick. I won't even bring up the second scenario. Here's the kick. These have been successful a couple of times. And Cincinnati holds on. Holding on just barely is number 31 there for the Bengals. The big play by the special teams man. Now, 2:30 left. This game still isn't over.
Yeah, it still isn't over here, but if you're the Bengals, you're in nice field position to try and get some points on the board. And as long as you get points on the board, this game is going to most likely go in your favor. So let's see if the Rams can make a big stop here, trying to avoid that scenario from happening.
That is a run. That is Arnold Simpson now starting to just take time off the clock, and he picks up 6 yards in doing so. Getting close to this 2-minute warning here. We'll see if they get one more snap off. Simpson having a good day. It's came on late in this game, 63 yards and a touchdown, about 5 yards a carry. Brings us to the 2-minute warning. How's this one going to end? Will the Bengals go to 3-0? Will the Rams fall to 0-3? We'll find out. You're watching the AFA on YouTube. Cameron Duty here with you, with my buddy Omni. It's been a whale of a game. And like we said, still got to decide it here. It's an 8-point ball game. 2 minutes left. The Bengals hand it off to Simpson, who gets a first down. You'll start seeing the Rams have to take timeouts here.
Yeah, big play call there. Just relying on your running game that has helped you all throughout this game. And the Bengals do it once again, and they get the first down. And now looks like the Rams are gonna have to do some timeouts here as the Bengals are inside the 25 for inside enemy territory inside 25.
Emmett Ellis goes in motion. Here's the give to Bubba Rig. Bouncing like a ping pong ball off defenders. Second timeout called by EMD Watson there. I want to take a second real quick, Omni, to remind people coming up later on, we've got 2 other great games coming at you. As we have the Patriots and the Steelers coming up next. And then the game of the night will be the Cowboys and the Raiders. So we invite you to stay tuned. Big run by Bubba Rig. Out of the mosh pit of athletes comes Thaddeus Bubba Rig with the touchdown and the exclamation point on the day for the Bengals.
And what fitting way to end this game but by your running game that has helped you all throughout this game. That is Bubba Rig there, moves past the pile and goes to the outside and gets a touchdown to finally give the Bengals their 3rd win of the season in what was a highly contested game, especially on the defensive end. But the Bengals just having more resiliency and more reliance on their running game, and their running game paid off tenfold tonight.
Extra point by Nick Jackson is good. And you are right, Omni. When the Bengals finally got the running game going, that's when we seen the difference in this team. The running game helped open up the passing opportunities. Then you started to see Santiago Jaquez and Emmett Ellis go to work as well. And so 31-16, the Rams with some time on the clock here, but this game just a little bit out of reach as Veal brings this back to the 27-yard line. Now, with literally 100 seconds left here in this game, Omni, what do we say about the Rams? We're falling at 0-3 potentially here. Where do they need to tighten things up at? And we will watch this play go right ahead.
I think they played a really good game defensively. We talked about the likes of Prince Wonder and the defensive line. They did a really good job at not only getting pressure on Alexander, but stopping some big games. It was just the offensive end, especially those interceptions, that kind of changed the mood and the tempo of the game for the Rams. And the Rams still did take risk in this game, but when you have interceptions like that, especially in the first half, it's so hard to improve in the second half. And the interceptions were just a little bit too much there, and the Bengals used that to their advantage in the second half to build on some momentum and ultimately win this game.
That they did. Folks, I also want to remind you, Again, it's not too late to get involved in the action here in the AFA. Contact your AFA Commissioner Brady White, as well as anyone here on staff that can help you get you in a position to where you can join this great football action you're seeing. As we have players added each and every week, Omni, we've talked about that. The Rams roster up to 20 full time players now. So a lot of things happening here in the league, but there's still positions. Go over to the American Football Association server, get started today, creating your athlete. You could end up on the turf even quicker than you think, maybe even by next week or so. Big play here, 4th and 4. This could be the ball game for the Rams. King Wonder going to throw. He throws short. It falls to the ground. The only thing left for the Bengals now is to simply kneel down and take the victory.
Yeah, and that just kind of sums up the Rams, man. Even when they try to get the passing game going, it's just not been their friend. Another great stop there by the Bengals defense that ultimately, I will say is the big factor why they won today. Just apart from the running game, the Bengals defense, multiple interceptions, multiple great plays, especially from Lassiter, who was all over the wide receivers, especially Rodgers. So just an incredible win for the Bengals to move to 3-0 and now remain undefeated on the season.
It felt like in this game early on when the Rams jumped out to a 10 to nothing lead, it felt as if, well, things could be changing here. The tide could be turning. The home field advantage in St. Louis could be working. All of a sudden, the Bengals score, we know, of 17 unanswered points to take the lead, and they never looked back. St. Louis was only able to tack 2 field goals on after that point, and that is how we get to this 31-16 score here. 3rd and 13 coming. Of course, you expect them to continue to run the time off the clock here. They will do so. But let's talk now about Cincinnati. 3 straight victories. This is a New York team, as they were called last season, that when they were in the Big Apple, they really struggled. Talk about this turnaround for Cincinnati.
Yeah, a lot of great playmakers on this team, and last few weeks we saw that it was Ellis and Jacquez and Kavion. This week is Bubba Ray and Simpson, the two running backs on the backfield there. We have so many good playmakers on this team, not only offensively but defensively, and Sadcat and Lassiter. So we talk about how talented of a roster this is and what the Bengals can do in the future to try and push for a bowl for a finals run. This are the games that define you. And the Bengals, even when they were trailing behind, continue to be resilient, continue to never stay away from the game. And look at how it paid off in the end.
The first team to go 3-0 this season right here, the Cincinnati Bengals, as with 5 seconds remaining, King Wonder and the Rams will get a chance to chuck one downfield in an effort to try to put some more points and yardage here on the stats sheet. One play away. Wonder throws. I am mistaken. They will be one more play, as that was a short formation. I truly expected the Rams to go a little deeper with that one. Zach Holdorf with the swat down. And this, Omni, should be the final play.
Yeah, this is going to be the last play of the game. See if the Rams can just get a consolation on the board, try and make the score a little bit more appeasing.
Here we go. Wonder throwing incomplete. That will do it. This game is over. Cincinnati 3-0. The Rams 0-3, still searching for their first victory. They both head back to the locker rooms to pack up and head back home. The Bengals victorious again on this day, as we welcome you in to the AFA final post game here report with Cameron and Omni here wrapping things up today. And Omni, I'd be glad to have your final thoughts, my friend.
Again, another highly contested game that I enjoyed, especially from the defensive side. Um, but again, the interception just you see that 3-0 turnovers when it's that big of a difference. That's most likely going to be the kind of, well, if I was going to explain to a person that didn't watch it, kind of the explanation of why you lose a game like this. But again, both defenses played exceptional today. It was just unfortunately the turnovers from the Rams side that kind of derailed their offense and kind of derailed their tempo. And the Bengals were able to capitalize multiple times. So credit to the Bengals, they did a great job in the second half, just battling throughout the game and continuing to get defensive stops. And for the Rams, it's not over. You have plenty of time in the season to get your first win. The defense has looked good. Now the offense just needs to kind of follow suit. And when they're able to follow suit, you're going to see a lot of more wins coming your way.
Absolutely. And as you said, a lot more football to go. 7 more weeks of football for both of these teams. Let's take a look at our player of the game. It is the QB, Eric Alexander, who makes it happen today with throwing some nice, perfectly timed passes, no doubt. Congratulations to him and the Cincinnati Bengals. For my partner, Omni. And we want to give a big thanks to Brady White and the whole staff of the AFA. My name is Cameron Duty. Stick with us. We'll see you next time. More football action coming. You're watching the American Football Association on YouTube. Have a good evening.